Today we're going to talk about impact. There's so much that's talked about that's probably misunderstood, but it's really about all getting the club face back to square and imparting speed, because the club head has the speed into the ball. But if it's not square, it'll change direction, it'll change distance, and those are the two most important things, distance and direction. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up. The first thing we really want to do, though, is understand how the club is designed. And let's just definitely first talk about the irons. And if I really set down the club as it's designed, the handle of an iron sits slightly ahead. Now, each club is slightly different. So your wedges, the handle's even more forward. Then you get up to your 5 and 6 irons, and the handle isn't quite as much forward. But what that does is it keeps the leading edge flush to the ground, and therefore that's what, when we have the handle ahead, that'll compress the ball. So the number one error I see in the golf swing most of the time is that at impact, everyone is basically getting here at impact and doing some type of a flip. Now when that happens, that really increases the loft of the club. It changes the club face angle. So if I increase the loft, then my distance is sometimes shorter. If I don't have it that way, then sometimes it's longer. So the whole idea of impact is that at impact, my hands, my lead hand, okay, in this particular case, which is the gloved hand, okay, the lead hand at impact would be flat. So when we talk about the left arm being straight, we're really talking about it at the wrist level, not at the elbow level, but it does look like it's a line that is relatively straight. But the secret here really is your trail hand, or in this case, my right hand. And when the right hand or the right wrist stays bent backwards, that's called extension. When that hand stays in extension, it will give me full extension all the way through the shot, and I'll hit more center to center of the golf ball. So at impact, I want the backhand to be more in extension. And then as I get through it, as I come through it, it should stay in extension even longer, so this hand stays in extension. So allow me then to offer a one-handed drill to retrain the trail hand, or in my case, my right hand. So to train that, I want to stay in extension so the hand stays relatively perpendicular to the ground. But a one-handed drill would be that I would set up and I create a V right here. All right, there's my V. Now, if I do this, I've lost my V, and then that club face is going to change angle. So if I set up again, and I take the V, take it back just slightly, and bring it forward slightly, I want to make a bigger V, so that the V is right here from the handle to the inside of my right forearm. That way, the club face down my target line, okay, the club face will stay square longer. So from the front view, it would look more like this, and again, the face would stay square to my target line. If I do my flip, don't keep my V, then the club face gets offline pretty fast, and it remains that we have a lot of inconsistencies. So, start from the ground up, start from impact. Again, you're trying to keep the V longer and retraining this hand. Once you do it with one hand, then put the other hand back on it. And from this angle, my target lines, okay, one-handed, put the other hand on, put your lead hand on, and let the lead hand go for a ride and guide it with your right. You start there, that's also your chip shot, it turns into your putting stroke, and it will be impacted all the way from your pitching wedges all the way up to your driver. Practice that, and the rest of the swing, we can build on that. And remember, as I always say, keep your head up. It's all in the attitude.